Standing By, the Terry and Ted podcast is brought to you by the UPS Store Canada, now with over 400 locations across Canada.
Hi, I'm Terry DeMonte, sitting across from Ted Bird for another edition of the Standing By podcast. Hello, Ted Bird.
How are you today?
I think I'm okay. Should I check? No, I'm good.
You good?
I'm fine.
All
yeah,
right,
I'm
glad
feeling
to
a
hear it.
little odd today.
Yeah?
Yeah, just weird. I don't know why. That could affect this podcast.
Could be the change of weather.
It could be, parce que c'est plate.
Yeah.
It's very gray and it's got that November, even though it's October. We're recording this on the 21st of October for October 22nd, 2025.
We've had a spectacular October, but the weather turned as of
Yeah.
the day of this recording,
Yeah.
and I know that because I had to take my car in today.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have to, but I did. I took my car in to get it detailed and took the bus and the metro
Hey.
to the studio and stood in the cold, windy October rain
That's when
waiting for the bus.
public transit loses a little bit of its sheen.
I don't
eh?
mind it in the summertime
Yeah,
because I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah.
And I don't mind standing at the bus stop when it's nice. But today it was cold and it was windy and it was still morning rush hour. So when the bus finally showed up, I got the 90 at the corner of Cavendish and St. Jacques, and the door opened and there was no space left. They were packed in like sardines.
Yeah.
And I looked in and I said, "Think you can squeeze in one more?" And everybody looked at me like this.
Oh, good. A clown has come aboard.
They were in no mood for my jolly guy who takes the bus every 3 months demeanor. They're in there every day packed like sardines.
My father-in-law and my wife went golfing just on Sunday, so it was super nice, and then it changed quickly.
Yeah.
And when it's gray like it is today, I don't know why the hell we're talking about the weather because this doesn't matter, but
That's what people talk about.
the grayness reminds. I always think of Gord Sinclair, the late Gord Sinclair that used to work with us at CJAD. He hated November so much, and I think it was in his contract that he would not work 2 weeks in November so he could get away to the sunshine.
Well, I find that there's a definite fall sky.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like if I came out of a coma
Yeah.
and you propped me up by a window and
Yeah.
it was November and I looked outside and they said, "What time of the year is it?"
Yeah.
I could tell from looking at the
Yeah.
sky. I could tell you it's fall.
Yeah, I said to we live up north, and I said to Jess yesterday that I said this has the sky looks like the kind of sky just before it snows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a look at the weather.
In sports.
We're going to get to sports
Yeah.
because, boy, what a sports few days it's been. But first, we have to say thank you to our title sponsor, the good people at the UPS Store. We were, we were talking about the UPS Stores Canada last week because of the ongoing labor troubles. It's not a strike now because it's kind of a revolving strike. I don't know if you're going to see any mail. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know who's talking to who or what's happening, but it isn't good at the post office. And with holiday season looming, if you've got a small business and you're wondering what you're going to do, the UPS Stores Canada have thought about it, and they're offering discounts on ground shipping. So you should go visit your local UPS store.
And you might have packages you're getting ready to ship as presents for Christmas as well, even
Yeah.
if you're not a small business.
Yeah.
UPS Store is not on strike, nor will they be.
No.
So you can count on them.
Yeah.
Count on Brown.
They there you go. There's their new slogan. We'll run that up the flagpole. Probably not, eh?
Yeah, they're not
Count
even
on
Brown, though.
Yeah.
They're like Brown is more the UPS
Yeah.
delivery service.
Yeah.
UPS Stores they're under the same corporate umbrella, but it's a different kind of service. I
Yeah,
think.
it wasn't that long ago. David and I were just talking about this a couple of days ago. It wasn't that long ago that they were mailboxes, etc.
They just celebrated their 20th anniversary
Yeah.
as the UPS Store.
And it gives you an idea of everything that they can do. Mailboxes, they can shred documents, they get you a passport picture, boxes, tape, ship stuff across the country, across the world. Over 400 locations from coast to coast to coast. Just go to the upsstore.ca and find the location near
They can
you.
do merchandising as well. Let's say you wanted to make some branded coffee mugs.
Yes.
They can do that.
Like these ones
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Still haven't called.
No, eh?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a busy time at the house.
Been a bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah, a bit of a whirlwind. Yeah. So,
But we haven't forgotten.
no, we haven't forgotten. And as soon as we have breaking news, we'll let you know.
Yeah,
People have been asking.
It's Terry and me. It's
Yeah.
not a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, we don't have a vast staff.
No.
You know, when I listen to other podcasts, at the end of the podcast, you hear them say, "This podcast was technically produced,
Yeah.
sound by, lights by, camera by," like it's
When you listen to the biggies, like I
Yeah.
listen to Megan Kelly quite a bit, and
Yeah.
she always talks about her staff. She has an extensive staff. Yeah.
yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, well, she's got an extensive amount of money to spend.
Yes, she does. Yeah.
That helps too.
Yeah, we have, mind you, we have your wife, Jessica, who's
Yeah.
our executive producer and does a bang-up job of
Yes.
keeping it on the rails. We have our technical producer in studio, Mano,
Yes.
who's the best.
Yep.
And we have Sam Bird doing our promos for us. So, we
do-
have,
I guess we do have.
we've
kind
got
of a
some
staff.
young people
You're-
working on it, and
yeah.
that helps a lot.
Before we go forward, I want to say hi to Jeff Bartlett. Every Wednesday afternoon, I get a text from him. Like, he looks so forward to the podcast.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of producers, he used to be our
Yeah.
producer in radio.
That's right.
And he's in the Maritimes now. And I love hearing on a regular basis, like, Tim and Val and my buddy Doug Moore down in the States. They use it as kind of a connection, and I love that. I just thought we would say hi to Fuffus.
Hello, Fufus. How are you?
Yeah. So where do you want to start? Do you want to talk about? I'm not a baseball fan per se. Jess and I got caught up in the Jays Mariners because we used to go to Mariners games when we lived in BC. So we have a bit of, we talked about this a couple of podcasts ago, a bit of an affection for the Mariners. And so we were watching the games and got caught up because it went 7 games last night. That was classic World Series October drama.
It's October baseball.
Yeah, was I
It's
wrong? Am I
October
wrong
baseball.
about that?
No,
That-
you're not wrong about
that-
that. Sam Bird, when we're talking about last night, we mean Monday night, Game 7 of the American League Championship Series, and it was 3-1 Seattle.
And it didn't look good.
No, going into the bottom of the 7th inning. And Sam texted me and said, looks pretty bad for the Jays.
Yep.
And I said, yes, right now it does. I said, but no sport produces drama the way October
Oh,
baseball
boy, were you ever
produces
right.
drama. And sure enough, George Springer hit that 3-run homer that lifted the Jays to that win, and now they're World Series bound, which I think is great. I know a lot of people, especially Montrealers, don't like it when a Toronto team wins. I don't like the Leafs. I could never see myself cheering for the Leafs. But I like the Blue Jays, not because they're the Canadian team, but because I like that we went down this road already. I like them as a baseball team.
Yeah.
And I would love to see them go all the way. And they've got a real feel, a real team of destiny feel to them.
Yeah.
But the Dodgers are awfully.
Yeah, somebody posted on Twitter last night. Now they have to face $1 billion worth of pitching in Los Angeles.
The Dodgers are really good.
Yeah.
And they have the best player in baseball, Shohei Ohtani,
Yeah.
who may be, and again, you get caught up in the moment sometimes, but he might be the best player who ever lived.
Wow.
All around.
Yeah.
I mean, what did he do the other night? He hit 3 home runs
And 10
then
strikeouts.
struck out 10
10.
guys pitching.
Yeah.
Like, that's unheard of.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know much about baseball, but I got caught up in the drama of it. And when Springer hit that home run, I nearly leapt off the couch and onto the coffee
Yeah,
table. It
October
was-
baseball
yeah,
is
it's really something.
I mean, if you go to a game or watch a game in the middle of May on a Tuesday night,
Yeah.
it's hum and drum. It's
Yeah.
the kind of thing that people say, baseball's boring. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, on a Tuesday night in May,
Yeah.
it often is. But in October, everybody's hanging on every pitch.
And I have to say, because I don't watch a lot of baseball, I don't know him well, but boy, Dan Schulman is such a good broadcaster. He's so good at it.
He's a great broadcaster,
Wow.
and he really has old school
Yes.
respect for the game and for the craft. You never hear him call a strikeout a punchy. You never hear him call a run batted in a ribeye. And you never hear him call the mound the bump.
And I know that
Gosman on the bump tonight for the Jays. He's not one of those guys,
Yeah.
He's old school.
yeah, and he knows how to let the broadcast breathe. He did that last
And
night.
let the
Yeah.
pictures tell the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, he's really, really good. And I gotta say, become a fan of Buck Martinez.
Buck Martinez, everybody. Well, he's throwing it high and tight to Springer all night. That's how they're going to work him. Just bust him high and tight with a fastball inside. And you know, the thing about Buck Martinez is he's not an affected announcer. He's an old ball player and manager.
Yeah.
He just talks that way.
Yeah,
That's how he
but
talks.
What's weird, I've seen him interviewed, and he's not as pronounced
Really, eh?
when he's not behind the microphone broadcasting.
Yeah,
but
he's got that old school baseball. You know, it's if you went over to his house for Thanksgiving, what's for supper, Buck? Well, we're gonna have some pumpkin pie a little bit later on, some coffee, baby. I don't know if you want some sugar. Maybe we'll throw a little sweetener in that. I got some of that too.
And people have followed the Jays love him, and we've come to love that part of the broadcast. The other night, I accidentally put it on Fox, and Jess said, "What are you doing? Like, let's go to Dan Shulman." Yeah. Anyway, that's big news.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very
I'm
exciting.
happy for my
agree.
son Sam, who lives in Toronto. And I said, you know, you live in the city that's going to host, you know, going to be one of the host cities of the World Series. That it's going to be electric.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Unlike the Giants, Ted.
Oh boy.
Oh man,
I called that one too.
I got to stop texting you, eh? I waited till like late in the fourth quarter, and I thought, oh Christ, the Giants are going to win this. And Ted said, "What did you say to me?" You said, "Give it a minute." Stand by.
Yeah. I've been a New York Giants football fan for 57 years, and that was the most spirit-crushing loss I've ever witnessed. They were up 19-0 after three quarters, 26-8 with, I think, 5 minutes and change left.
Wow.
And they lost 33-32. And because I've been a Giants fan for 57 years, I could see it coming.
Yeah, you could.
I could see it coming.
Yeah, and a big part of it was their kicker, McMissy.
Yeah.
Or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He missed 2 points after.
He missed two, and three in the last two games.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even be on the roster. They should have a real kicker. Seriously.
Yeah.
Get my mom. She's available. She couldn't do any worse.
And what was your last text to me? Told you.
Yeah.
Ted's a longtime Giants fan.
Well, listen, you know what? The way
Yeah.
as angry as I get in the moment when they lose those games, and it's not just that they lose, it's the creative, spirit-crushing ways they find to lose. But I always remind myself, I've seen them win 4 Super Bowls in my lifetime, so anything else from here on in is gravy. It's kind of like, I suppose, being a Leafs fan.
Yeah.
You know, those long-suffering Leafs fans, except they don't have, you know, unless you were born 50 years ago or more, you don't have the Stanley Cup championship or championships to fall back on. They tease you. They give you hope, and then they crush your spirit. That's how Leafs fans live.
By the way, what's the deal with the covered talking?
I don't know.
All over sports.
I don't know.
It's NFL football coaches, the catcher,
they all
and
cover
the
their mouth
pitcher.
because they're afraid that the other team's going to read their lips and steal their signs or steal their plans.
Everybody's doing it.
The umpires were doing it last night.
Yeah.
And I thought, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, who gives a shit what you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's become contagious.
Yeah.
If you're talking, in a crowded stadium, you think you better put your hand over your mouth.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Maybe they're afraid they're going to give each other COVID. I don't know.
I was enjoying Geddy Lee as a seat behind home plate.
Huge.
Yeah,
Jays
massive baseball fan.
Yeah.
And he was there every game, and it looked like most of the games he was with one of his grandsons.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was really, really
Yeah.
nice. And to the credit of the people at Sportsnet, they didn't keep cutting to him.
Right.
And it looked
I
like...
saw him once. I didn't watch the whole game last night because I was watching mostly the Canadians.
Yeah.
But I only saw them, and I think it was when Springer hit his home run or right around that time, or maybe it was the bottom of the ninth when they were about to close it out. They showed Eugene Levy and then Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
Speaking of Geddy Lee, they're coming to Montreal.
That's was going to be my next topic. They have announced a Montreal date. We talked about this.
They being Rush.
Yeah. On a previous podcast, we talked about Rush coming back with Annika Styles. I think I hope I've got that right.
Annika Sorenstam, the former golfer. She's
going to play drums.
She's going to have a 3-wood and a 9-iron, and she's going to use those for drumsticks.
Now I got to look it up. Because I know they're quite taken with her. Yeah, it's Annika Niles, or
Yeah.
Nils. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and people will say you're stupid. Anyway, she's joining Getty and Alex, and they're going on tour. And everybody was wondering why they didn't announce a Montreal date. Now they have. Apparently, I don't know what they thought, but I saw the announcement with Alex and Getty on YouTube this week, and they seem to be overwhelmed by the reaction.
Yeah, typical insecure,
Yeah.
talented people.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
going,
yeah.
Oh, I don't know
Wow.
if anyone's going to want to come out and see us.
So they announced 4 dates in Toronto and none across the country, except I think Vancouver. Anyway, there's now a Montreal date. Now, here's how this goes. The Montreal date is September the 2nd, 2026. Pre-sale starts on October the 27th. And I don't know when you're listening to this, but you have to sign up for pre-sale before October the 23rd. Tickets actually go on sale on Halloween, October the 31st.
So
all
you
right.
better hop to it.
And I know if you look at StubHub, pardon me, StubHub is already selling tickets because that's what StubHub does. We are not sure how it works, but StubHub has tickets between $486 and $1,745. And the demand for these tickets are going to be massive. If you're watching on YouTube, Mano has put the site up on the screen. And what you've got to do is, just follow the instructions. If you're a Rush fan, you probably already know all of this stuff, but I thought it was very cool that they did add a Montreal date, and you'll be able to get tickets in the coming weeks. And everything around it, of course, is going to be ridiculously expensive. Somebody posted yesterday that I think it was Simon Dingley, actually, our friend Simon Dingley.
From Okinawa?
Yeah, just for fun, he looked up hotels for the Toronto dates in and around Rush's appearances in Toronto. A king room at the Toronto Marriott, the City Marriott downtown, is only $3,459 a night.
I know a good Toronto hotel.
Yes.
I know a great Toronto hotel. I
Yes.
stayed there when I went. Be interesting to look up those dates at this place.
Yeah.
When I went and visited my son Sam back in July, the Cambridge Inn Suites, Richmond and Yonge, like right downtown.
Wow.
And I think I paid for like a suite, a 1-bedroom suite.
Yep.
It was under $300.
Wow,
I know
that's
that. I think it
that's
was about
incredible
$250
for
a night.
Toronto, yeah.
And I thought about going up in December, and I looked,
Yeah.
it's under $200.
In December?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really surprising.
And it's a nice
Wow.
hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was
this
clean.
is-
It was clean and comfortable
Yeah.
and centrally located. That's all I want.
Ted's this is not a plug. This is
No,
you
not
paid
at all.
the-
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I booked it thinking, oh, there's going to be bugs, or the walls are going to be paper thin, but it was really nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's tell everybody about Sugar Sammy. Speaking of touring and whatnot, I know Sugar sends us a note every Monday and says, "Hey, guess what, guys? Here's what's going on." And apparently, he's added more American dates too, hasn't he?
He's added Minneapolis,
Wow.
so it's going to be a 19-city
Wow.
American tour, or 19-date American tour. That'll be in the new year. In the meantime, he's wrapped up in Dubai. Now he's in England. He's got a show coming up in Manchester in November. And then in December, first week of December, 4 shows in London at the Soho Theatre. 2 sold out like that.
Wow.
So he added 2 more. And then it's a Christmas break, and then back to Montreal for late January. Shows in Montreal and Quebec City, and then off to the USA. And as we've said in previous episodes, if you're a snowbird and you're in Florida in the wintertime, you could see Sammy there. He'll be in Miami, and I think he's also going to be in, I don't see them now, but I know in his schedule before there was also Tampa and Orlando. Anyway, go to sugarsammy.com and find tickets. And I brought a clip,
Did you?
a little taste of the kind of thing that Sammy does. He's renowned for his crowd work. Oh, there's Orlando and
Yeah,
Tampa. right
Orlando
there.
in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sammy's renowned for his crowd work. And this is, I know as someone who has done stand-up comedy on and off over the years, this is really difficult to
Yes.
do. It's easy to get up and do the jokes that you've already written and rehearsed in your head. But when you wade off into the crowd, well, don't literally walk into the crowd,
Yeah.
but when you start to engage the crowd, you really have to be fast on your feet, and nobody's faster than Sammy. So in this clip, I'm not sure where this is from. I think it's Gatineau or Ottawa. He's talking to a woman in the crowd, and she's married, but she's kind of taking the piss out of her husband and throwing him under the bus a little bit.
God.
So Sammy has some fun with that.
We got any single women here by block? Miss, what's your name over there? Nivjeet. Okay, Nivjeet, you're single? Yes, so. Aw. Neil, look at that nice woman. Look at how sweet she is. She doesn't even, she wants other people to decide for her if she's single or not. Look at that soft, sweet woman. Leave that parasite. You know that's an arranged marriage? I just did an arranged.
So there's Sammy. He takes no prisoners, but he's so likable.
Yeah.
And he does everything so good-naturedly that no one is ever offended.
If you've never seen him before, don't wait. The tickets go on sale and they disappear quickly. If you've tried to buy tickets before, you already know. His website is so easy to wander through, sugarsammy.com. Speaking of concerts, somebody asked me this week if I went to Osheaga this year, and I forgot to talk about Osheaga on the podcast.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know what's the matter with me. Osheaga was a highlight of my summer.
Who'd you see?
And I saw Phineas. And Phineas, do you know who Phineas is?
Phineas Fogg? Isn't he a famous literary character?
No, Phineas is Ellie Grossman's brother. No, Phineas is, oh boy, this is not good.
No, eh?
Well,
Phineas?
Yeah, it's because my brain is sometime. Thank you, Billie Eilish. You've heard that name,
Yes.
Billie
Yeah.
Eilish's producer and partner is Phineas,
Okay.
that's her brother. He has his own solo stuff on his own, and he was at Osheaga
Right.
the day that we went. We went to see the Killers. Jess is a big fan of the
I think
Killers.
you talked about the Killers.
Yes.
Yeah, you were doing your imitation of the Killers.
Was
What's
I?
that song? Their big hit?
Which one?
I don't know. The one
Okay.
that one. I can't get that high. You said you were singing it all the way home, and Jess was getting mad at you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We were on the subway, and I was trying. Anyway, I wanted to mention what a good time we had at Osheaga, and what an amazing event it is. Literally, people from all over the planet come. The grounds are amazing. It's kind of like it's like an afternoon at a very cool music fair. It's really quite something. It was a great way to spend the day, and we were lucky enough to run into the DQ Bellis boys, and they asked us to go to their Defender. They had, like, what do you call those?
Yeah,
loge-
Nino and Renato from Jaguar Land Rover Laval.
Yeah, they invited us
They
into
had like a loge area.
yeah, Defender Loge. And we spent a lot of time just listening to music, wandering the grounds, hanging out with friends of Jess's. If you've never been to Osheaga, it's an amazing experience. And they had been trying to get me, Lisa Lee and friends of mine had been trying to get me to go to Osheaga for like a dozen years. And Jess said to me this year, I want to see the Killers. Let's go. And gosh, we had such a nice time. And I forgot to talk about it. I forgot to mention
I'm sure you must have, because I remember you saying something about the Killers.
But you know what? I'd listened to what we did on our summer vacation episode, and I
Yeah?
didn't talk about
No,
it.
eh?
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, Osheaga is a staple of the Montreal summer scene. And if you haven't been, I can't recommend it enough. The facilities are amazing. The organization is terrific. And it's a great way to spend a day out there on St. Helens Island. It's really something.
You know who's coming next year, and I don't know if it's for Osheaga or if it's... No, I don't think it is, because he's coming in May. Luke Combs,
Oh, yeah.
big country star, does a great cover version of Fast Car, the Tracy Chapman song. A great cover version. It's interesting how some country artists are able to cross over. And another great country cover of a classic rock song is a guy named Cody Jinks does a cover of Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
Wow.
And he makes it a country song, and it works.
Well, I'll have to check it out because
Oh, you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain.
Fast Car is one of my least favorite songs in the world.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
He's got a fast car.
Well, maybe you'd like the Cody Jinks version.
You going so far. Heaven insane cause never blossom to a frozen procession. Get on with it, Tracy. Get on with it. I know she had an amazing comeback because of did an amazing appearance with the guy that did the cover on the Grammys or the Oopies or something. And
that might have been Luke Combs.
yeah, I think it was. I think it was.
She was in her heyday when we were early in our radio partnership at Shome, as was Melissa Etheridge.
Yes.
Who's still out on tour.
Yes.
And the Mersons, Cara Merson and Celso, saw her in Fredericton, my hometown, not too long ago. Yeah, they wanted to see her in Quebec City. Yeah. I think it was Quebec City or Ottawa. It was sold out, but they wanted to see her so bad. They got on a plane. They flew down to Fredericton.
Good for them.
And Cara played me a couple of video clips of videos that she took. Melissa Etheridge has still got it. Yeah, well, she's still killing it.
Yeah, I've told this story a million times, but the brief story or the Reader's Digest version, it's an old magazine. Look it up. I went to see Bruce Hornsby in the Range at Théâtre Saint-Denis, and we got there early for Melissa. Went with I think I was with my buddy Blair, and normally, we were, big shots in the day, and we didn't go for the opening act. This particular time we went, and when Melissa was done her tours, she was finished her set. I went to find the local record rep from the record company. And I said, please, I got to meet this woman. She blew me away.
Yeah, you kind of put her on the map in Montreal.
I don't know if I put her on the map,
but
in
Montreal for sure. And I'm sure, you gave her career a nice little, nice little push.
And to her credit, she never forgot that. It was in the days when you could do anything you wanted on the radio, and I really wanted people to know all about her. She still does that live. She takes the audience on such a ride. It's amazing.
Yeah, very talented artist.
You should go to Lasso Montreal.
I've gone a couple of times.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about country music. I wonder if you had been before.
Yeah, I've gone to Lasso a couple of times. Not in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's the whole taking the metro all the way down and then the walking and it might rain.
But that's what Osheaga was, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but you were in the Jaguar Land Rover Laval loge. This is not so bad.
No. But we took the metro. And we did a lot of walking around the grounds, and I really enjoyed it. It was like being in a park filled with music and high people for the day. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Shall we mention our good friends? Speaking of having a good time at Playground Poker,
yes,
you said we should mention them a little earlier in the podcast this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Playground Poker. Terry and I have been over, and it's not. It's not one of these backroom poker games in a strip mall out behind the dry cleaner. No, it's
from it.
Yeah, it's really something else. It's the big time. Playground Poker on the 138 in Ganawage. The big time to the point where they're going to be hosting the World Series of Poker again, not their first time. They're going to be hosting it from November 3rd to the 18th. I was looking at the website last night, some eye-popping dollar figures in terms of
what you can
what
win.
They're going to be playing for, what you can win at the World Series of Poker at Playground. But you don't have to be a high roller. And I was thinking about, what you were saying to Phil when he was walking us through Playground that day, and we got to the poker room, and you said, it's kind of intimidating if you're not a card player. He said, you don't be.
No.
He said, you can, buy in for $50.
Come for fun.
Yeah, and we'll feed you and give you drinks while you're playing on your $50 buy-in. That's all you have to do. You don't have to sit with the high rollers and the heavy hitters. And there's also 1,100 gaming machines. If poker's not your thing, if you like the slots, if you like electronic blackjack or the spindly one, Roulette?
I'd like to play the spindly thing.
Yeah,
There it
you
is.
can do that.
Yeah. How much you got?
Reminds me, remember the old Bugs Bunny cartoon? Can I play games? Yeah, games. We'll play games, little friend.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see some of the video from Playground. It really is an amazing venue.
It's a
for
spectacular facility.
What's the slogan? Strip and go.
It's the strip without the trip.
Yes.
It's like going to Vegas, but all you have to do is drive across the Mercier Bridge and you're there.
Go online and get your player's card.
Look at that food.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, by all means, get your player's card before you go over. It's free, and they'll have it waiting for you at the service desk when you get there, and then you're off to the races. Slot machines, spindly wheel thing,
Yes.
poker,
Yes.
and
Have a nice time.
3 fantastic restaurants on site.
Let's.
Playground.ca, by the way. is
Okay.
their website.
Wanted to talk about one of the clips we posted from last week's episode. 2 weeks ago, we had a clip that for us, I don't know if we want to say it went viral, but for us,
it did, yeah.
a lot of people
It's
saw
over
it.
200,000 views.
Yeah. And last week, we posted another clip of a story that I was telling about a drive-through experience I had with my broken French. And of course, being that it was a language story, I put it on my Facebook page, and it got I guess the clip gets fed to a lot of people who are unfamiliar with the podcast, and a lot of people turned it into a language issue. There was people in French making fun of me, and typical social media bullshit.
Yeah, people missing the point.
The point of the story was, in case you missed it, I went to a drive-through. The speaker was kind of not working properly, so I couldn't hear properly. And I've said this before. Moi, je parle français, mais je parle français comme un anglophone. Puis aussi, je comprends presque tout. Quand tu parles français, moi, je comprends. So my French is not a disaster. I'm a Quebecer. I've been living here for most of my life, and I have a really good understanding of French. Like a lot of English people my age, I'm a little embarrassed, and I get tongue-tied when I begin to speak French. And you coupled that with the broken speaker, and we thought it was a funny story. And
it was a funny story, and it was a warm story, too, because it had a nice ending where it was 2 Quebecers, 1 English, 1 French, figuring it out.
And I have to say, it's a story that connected, because if you know what we're talking about with the language dance here, it's not a measure of disrespect when you say to somebody, je parle français, mais pas assez bon pour faire une commande comme ça. You're not trying to disrespect anybody. Anyway, I should also say that over 100,000 people saw the clip, and over 3,000 people commented on it. And out of those 3,000, there might have been 10 or 15.
Yeah, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive, and most people got it.
Yeah, and there was a few "fuck you, Anglo," and you disrespect, blah blah blah. The typical language nonsense. So I wanted to mention, number one, thanks for interacting with that. That was really a lot of fun. Number two, glad you got the people who got the story, and the majority of people understood that it was just a classic.
Well, because
Quebec
so
story.
many of us have been on one side or the other of that situation, that scenario.
And it became a discussion about our language, and it also became a discussion about our teeth, which was really, it kind of threw me off a little bit, because this is typical of social media. This is the kind of shit you would never say to somebody in person. Nobody would ever say to me, "Hey, Terry, nice to meet you. Shame about your teeth, you fucking ugly son of a bitch." Nobody would ever say that to you in person. But somehow, because of the close-up, we don't have Hollywood
No,
veneers.
listen, we're not male models or movie stars, nor do we claim to be.
Download it. Don't watch it.
If I had $25,000,
Yeah.
I'd fly to India
Yes.
and get new teeth.
Yes.
Apparently, that's where you can get the best deal on
Yeah.
them. But you also have to be careful what you wish for because you don't want to look like the guy on the Travago commercial. You know who I mean?
You know who that is?
Who?
It's the old Liverpool coach from Premier League Soccer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, First Nationals.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this guy. It's the latest Travago commercial. It's not the old Travago guy.
No.
I think Mano's trying to find it
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
And he's obviously had his teeth replaced, but they're gigantic.
I can't believe I can't remember his name. What's his name?
I don't know if it says his name on the commercial. I didn't realize that he was an old.
Arnie Slot is the.
Is that who? Okay,
No.
I didn't
Arnie Slot is the current manager, but
Yeah.
the legendary guy who just left is Jurgen Klopp.
Okay,
and it's Jurgen
that's who
Klopp.
that is on the Trivago commercial?
Yeah, it's Jurgen Klopp. He's a massive star in
Yeah,
Europe.
there he is. There
And
he is. Look, have a look there
And
on the screen.
look at the chompers on this guy.
Somebody said on X that he looked like he swallowed a piano.
Those are perfect teeth.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
they're
that.
yeah, they are,
Yeah.
but they're not his.
You think those are?
Oh yeah, those
manufactured,
Are like, those are some expensive
yeah.
implants, and it's
Yeah.
almost like they're too much. You
Yeah.
know. Now that's easy for me to say because
Yeah.
I could use a new set.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and it's none of your business, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If you're making fun of my teeth, I have a crooked tooth here in the front. That's been that way since I was 12. My parents couldn't afford braces. And I've had many people say to me over the years, I can fix that for you. And a dentist explained to me that they could saw off the bottom of the tooth and then cap it for me and straighten it out for me. And I got as far as saw off the bottom of the tooth. That was all I needed to hear. And I said, no, thanks. And
Not happening, eh?
I've lived with it for my whole life, and I don't even think about it anymore. It doesn't bother me. It's kind of like, it's kind of part of my thing. It's I got a crooked front tooth. What are you going to do?
Well, you know what? I never even noticed it. Because when we get together, I don't sit there and study your teeth.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I had 2 teeth pulled on this side last year because of a health thing. The 2 teeth had to come out.
Well, also, when you're 67
I'm
years
67,
old, your teeth are they don't improve over time.
Yeah, and I don't want to look like, a hillbilly who's never been to a dentist, doesn't have any teeth, or whistles when he talks, but I don't have that issue. Yeah. But yes, I'm working on the implants for those 2 teeth. And by the way, that's not a cheap thing. I'm not going to talk about it, but excuse me, anybody who's had implants knows how ridiculously expensive it is, and I'm retired.
And it's true that I know someone who flew to India to get a new set of teeth.
Well, that's expensive.
But it was worth the flight.
Because the teeth are cheaper over there?
Cheaper, yeah.
Yeah, but the flight is like $11,000, isn't it?
Yeah, but I guess the teeth are like $3 each.
It's very hot over there also. Oh, it's India hot. Anyway, I thought I would bring it up because Ted and I were like, what is the deal with people making fun of our teeth?
What are you going to do?
I know. And do you find it burns less at our age?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ted and I were like, how the hell with you? Anyway, that's the teeth story. Now, pardon me. Pardon me. I'm having trouble today. I don't know what it is. Do you want to do the? I'd like to do. We're going to do the email. We're going to do the tweet sheet.
Yep.
You want to do the tweet sheet first, or you don't want to do the email?
Let's do the email.
Okay.
And then we'll do the tweet sheet.
I just have one that I wanted to read this week.
Yep.
And by the way, if you would like to send us a note, I say this every week. Ted and I check the email almost every day, if not every day, and we answer almost all of them. Even if it's a quick thank you, we do respond to the email. The easiest way to get an email to us is terryandtedpodcast.com. If you go to our website, you'll be able to find this year's episodes. You'll be able to find the recommendations we make every week, of movies and what we're watching and whatnot. And there's a little scroll thingy at the top of the website that you can see if you're watching on YouTube. If you click on that, it takes you right to our YouTube channel. We're working on putting the old episodes on the new YouTube channel. We'll keep you posted on that. And if you go to the top of the webpage, if you're looking on YouTube, you can just, click on the envelope and you'll be able to send us an email. Okay? I thought I would read this one from Scott Corbett. Hi, guys. Just wanted to circle back and reiterate our thanks for your support. The Loyola Golf Tournament raised $263,000 for the Loyola Bursary Fund. It was about 200 golfers, dozens of volunteers, lots of food and drink from our sponsors, lots of fun made for a beautiful day at Royal Montreal. And the Loyola community stepped up in a big way. If you're an NDG, please feel welcome to come and visit the school. We'd love to see you guys. With sincere appreciation from Scott. P.S. I loved the John Candy documentary. It was heartwarming and a very well-crafted story, and that's very, very true.
Was that on Netflix?
Yeah, Prime.
Okay.
It's on Prime. Watch it just for the opening of the film. I don't want to spoil it, but I guess I'm gonna. The opening of the film, the film opens with Dan Aykroyd's eulogy, which just have a Kleenex handy.
Yeah.
From the eulogy at the thing. And I also wanted to mention Hallowolf. Hallowolf.
Yeah.
That's going to be in November. I should have put the note in
November 1st
in front of me. Their Bree adoption.
Bree Cares Adoption.
Thank you.
It's a dog rescue in Dorval.
Yes.
And they're having a costume party for dogs.
Yeah. And
so dress your dog up and bring it down to Bree Cares Adoption.
The Bree Cares Adoption people run a TikTok account that makes me cry.
Oh?
Yeah. They're on TikTok. Ted and I, we don't talk about it because we're not dancing or anything, but we put our clips on TikTok just so we can, so some other people can see them.
To have a presence.
And when we were talking about Bree Adoption last week, they lifted that clip and put it on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, put it on their TikTok.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, I know she was very grateful that we gave it a mention.
Yeah.
So she'll be tickled to know that we mentioned it again. On the topic of email, it has occurred to me in the last couple of weeks, I should mention this to Terry. I don't know if I ever told you this story. Did I ever tell you the story of the greatest single piece of hate mail I ever received?
You might have, but fresh in my memory.
It was after you had gone to Calgary, and I was doing the morning show with Rob Kemp and Kim Rossi. And a kid wrote me an email one day, and it said, and I'm paraphrasing, but I remember it pretty much word for word. Dear Mr. Bird, high school kid from the South Shore. Dear Mr. Bird, I'm a big fan of Shom, and I listen every morning when I'm getting ready to go to school and when I'm on the bus. I like everything about it, but there is one thing I don't like, and that thing is you. You suck balls. And not just any balls, but sweaty balls, such as those of an old hobo. So in other words, you suck sweaty old hobo balls. And he went on from there, basically telling me to shut the fuck up and get off the radio.
Did he sign it?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
God love
Yours
him.
truly, whatever his name was.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
He's probably like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Not a fan, I guess.
No, I guess not. Probably not listening to the podcast.
Probably not.
I did get it right. It's Bree Cares Adoption. They're trying to get dogs adopted into, they take in all kinds of dogs. And like I said, their TikTok account makes me cry.
Bree Cares Adoption.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on TikTok and they're on Facebook. And I'm not sure if they're on Instagram, but I'm guessing, no.
Yeah.
They're there.
They're there. Mano has put up the slide on the YouTube page. If you're watching us on YouTube, it says right there, our mission, we believe every dog deserves a home. We work hard to find the perfect home for dogs that have only known life on the streets. And like I said, They post pictures and videos of some of the dogs they're trying to get homes for. And I'm like, these are great.
Yeah.
These are really great.
You just want to take every one of them home.
Yeah,
don't
they
you?
do an amazing job.
Yeah.
It's really quite something. And thanks for including us in your TikTok and I think maybe your Instagram story too. So do you give out Halloween candies?
No. I live in a second floor apartment.
Nobody comes?
Yeah.
There's no kids?
No, if anyone comes banging on my door, they've got a warrant.
Nobody's home. Not here. I've talked about this guy before, the food professor. I follow him on Twitter. Dr. Sylvain Charlebois put out an article this week on Halloween. And according to the 2025 Halloween Treat Cost Report.
The Halloween tweet cost
I didn't even know there
report.
was one. Households are going to spend 10 to 20% more this year than last year, not because they're buying more, but because each treat has quietly gotten smaller. Chocolate bars have slimmed down. Chip bags are lighter. How could chip bags get any lighter?
Well, now they're 2/3 full of air instead of half full of air.
There you go. And apparently, packaging costs have climbed, but apparently Canadians have indicated their generosity is not going to change.
Dollarama, baby.
There you go.
Go to the Rama.
Many chocolate bars are up 15%. Gummies and hard candies are going to be up 10%. Mini chip bags, portion sizes are down up to 20%. What is that, a chip
Yeah.
in a bag? Like, honestly, this is something that's on the report that caught my eye. Seaweed snacks.
No, thank you.
Seaweed snacks? What are you talking
What
about?
is this, Japan?
Well, no, this is apparently, there's a healthier trend gaining traction. When I was a kid, if you put a bag of seaweed shit
No.
in my house, we would never go back to that house.
No.
Is this like the people that give away toothbrushes?
I guess, yeah. Simon Dingley, who we mentioned previously, is on an extensive vacation in the Far East with his wife, Jeannie. They're in Japan right now, and he posted a video of being served Japanese breakfast by a robot,
Yeah.
and the breakfast was rice and seaweed.
Yeah. That's eaten. You got any rice?
Oh, yeah, we got rice.
How about toast? You got toast? Is there toast? No, but we got seaweed. Apparently, the premium handouts this year are seaweed snacks and sparkling water and branded treats that are becoming the new status candies. Well,
Yeah.
you
Give
can
me a
stick
chocolate bar,
yeah.
or I'm going to burn your fucking house down.
Yeah, you can stick your seaweed up your arse, eh? That's not Halloween, is it?
No.
Anyway, this year it's a Friday night too. So part of Dr. Charlebois' report was that that means more kids later bedtimes and more pressure for people to keep the bowls filled. We are a full-size chocolate bar house, and we take
Yes.
great pride in that. But that's something I thought I would mention because Halloween is around the corner. Even though you're seeing Christmas commercials, Halloween hasn't happened yet, but it's about to. And apparently it's going to be a little bit more expensive this year, but you probably already know that.
Let's talk about Merson, and then we'll do the tweet and sheetin'.
Tweet and sheeting.
The Merson commercial wrote itself this week because I went in last, whatever it was, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get my winter tires put on.
Right.
And it was a beautiful day, so I sat out on the Nokian sun deck, and I was sitting there with a young lady named Stephanie, and I said to her, longtime customer of Merson's, and she said everything that we say
Really?
on the Merson commercial. She said, oh, yeah, my dad brings his car here, and my mom comes here, and my sister comes here. We've been coming for generations. And, well, yeah, what do you like about it? Well, you can trust them. They do great work, and they're trustworthy. I never doubt that that they're treating me honestly. Like everything we say about Merson's, she said without prompting. And I said, okay, I'm going to, with your permission, mention your name and use what you said on our podcast commercial next week. And she said, who are you now? What's all this about a podcast?
Well, maybe we have another listener.
Could be. I'm hoping.
Yep.
So thank you, Stephanie. It was a pleasure to meet you. And like I say, she just said everything that we always say about the Mersons.
I had this same kind of experience because you and I thought we were going on the same day, but my appointment was Wednesday. Your appointment was Thursday.
Right.
And I got my winter tires put on. And, I live up north now, so I can't fool around. You got to get the tires on earlier, I think. And I had the tires on, and Celso said to me, all good to go. Car looks great. You're going to need rear brakes in the spring.
There you go.
So not now, but we looked
didn't hard sell you. We just gave you a heads up.
Yeah, we had the tires off. We took a look at the brakes. You're all good to go, but you're probably going to have to change them in the spring. That's what we've been saying for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
The Mersons, trust your car with the family that has been doing that for Montrealers for over 50 years. Just past the corner of St. Jacques and Cavendish. You can call them 487-5545. You call them this time of the year, though. Let it ring a few times because, boy, are they busy.
You can find them online at mersonauto.com. All right, tweeting and sheeting?
Tweet and sheeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I found that I thought was funny on Twitter this past week and that I thought Terry would also find funny. Start with this one from @CanadianBeeve13. My neighbor texted me this morning to ask if I was having morning sex on the back deck. I had to explain the guttural grunting noises she heard was just me trying to get up from my Adirondack chair without spilling my coffee.
What a great picture that paints. And if you're at an age where you're making the get-up noise.
And those chairs are hard to get out of.
Well, you were in one on the Merson deck, weren't you?
That's right, yeah. I'm also
great.
at the age, though, where I also make the get-down noise.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sit-down noise.
Yeah.
You sit down and you're like, yeah. From @What'sJoe, date, can you take off your work gloves? Jim Henson. They have names. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And from @Krizazi, everyone talks about having an inner child, but I have an inner raccoon who tells me to embrace the dark circles under my eyes, sleep all day, and eat delicious trash. I had a close encounter of the scavenger kind.
Oh, did you?
This past week. I was taking the garbage out, and I live in an apartment building, so the garbage bins are lined up along the wall in the parking lot. And it was after dark, so I'm walking over towards the garbage bin, and in my periphery, I catch some movement. And I turn around, I look, it's a skunk.
Oh, boy.
And he freezes, and I freeze, and we're looking at each other like Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef.
If you know, you know.
like it's a Western shootout come to life. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're just looking at each other. And I thought, okay, discretion's going to be the better part of valor here. So I headed back upstairs with my garbage.
All good. It's all yours. Not up for a tomato juice bath?
No, because once, I've had a couple of dogs who've been sprayed by skunks.
Yeah.
And it takes days and sometimes weeks before that stink is gone. So I was actually quite grateful that he gave me a pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if I had taken one more step, it would have been all over. Yeah.
It does. It takes, I've known it when it's happened to a buddy of mine, up north or something, it does. It takes weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks to clear the smell.
Yeah. It's not good. Remember when they canceled, this made me think of this. Remember when they canceled Pepe Le Pew a number of years ago?
Yeah, I do.
At the height of the Me Too movement?
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew, the cartoon character.
Yeah. Animated skunk.
Yeah.
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 He was canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was shameful what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a womanizer. He didn't ask for their consent.
It's an animated skunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon.
Takes weeks to clear the smell, much like after eating sausages. Shall we say hi to our friends at Accutech?
Yes, sir.
Please. Hi, Accutech.
Hi, Accutech.
These are the people that will take care of anything that has anything to do with electric. And as we always like to say, electric's not something you want to be fooling with. Whether you are you're looking for residential work, you're looking for commercial work, even if you're looking for industrial work, they can handle it.
If we buy a factory, that's going to be our
first call. Yeah. Or if you and I open a Dollarama and we want to redo the lighting, we'll do that.
There you go.
Okay? We want to do that? You want to buy
Yeah,
Dollarama?
be a franchisee.
Yeah.
I know someone who knows the owners.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll look
I can
into
never
that.
remember their names. It's Larry and Bunny or Larry and Muffy or Larry
Okay.
and Candy or something like that.
The folks at Accutech would handle changing the lighting in a store that you bought. They can handle taking care of that really dusty old fuse box that you've been looking at for way too long and thinking we got to get this done. With winter around the corner, and this has become really top of mind for us because we live up north, generators. They can make sure that your generators are properly installed, and now they work in conjunction with Generac, which is kind of like the Bentley of generators. This is a family-run business. They've been doing it for a very long time. It started in 1995, and Tom and Trish and the staff will look after you if you've got any electric issues at all. Whether you want to do redo lighting or, like I said, the toaster is smoking when you plug in the lamp next to the bed. Not you would have a toaster in your bedroom, but you know what I mean.
Depends on how hungry you are.
Yeah, if you're
and lazy.
Yeah. Guys still make fun of me because do you remember this? I don't know if you know me back then. I lived in NDG. You know the NDG homes with the really, really long halls?
This one when you're on Wilson, was
Yeah,
it?
when I was on Wilson. And it's a really, really, and the kitchen was at the back of the house.
Right.
And during the playoffs, I put a toaster in the living room.
I respect that.
And that place, they should have called Accutech
Yeah.
because that was a
Needed some work.
Yeah.
They can also help you if you're thinking about switching over from oil heating to electric. Are you guys electric at your place?
We're kind of. We're
Hybrid?
Yeah, we're in the floor heating under the floor.
Oh, that's right. You told me
gel
that, yeah.
kind of mystery. I'm not sure
You
how
have
this
fire-breathing
works.
dragons under your floor, and that's how you heat the
Yeah,
place.
that's
okay.
right. Yeah,
That's one way of doing it.
yeah, idiot dragon. Yeah. So anyway, if like I say every week, electricity and electricians, that's not something you're thinking about of all the time. But when you do, remember Accutech, ACUTECH.ca.
Back to me.
Every week we have a pause like
lull,
that. Hey,
yeah.
there's always
Well,
a lull.
that used to happen on the old radio show.
Yeah, and I'm
you
fi-
would say,
Yeah.
there's a lull.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You know, sometimes you just got to take a moment
Yeah.
and, breathe and take
There's
a
little angels
sip of
flying around
water
during the lull.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
good.
There you go. I'm looking at my notes. Pardon me. I'm having a lot of throat trouble today.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I hope I'm not catching a cold. That's a good
You need a
story.
lozenge?
That's a good story. That's what I should have.
What?
A lozenge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
What?
have to drink water out of the bottle because there's just coffee dregs in my standing.
Oh,
wine
you don't
mug.
want to mix that
No.
up. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water lately. I've been trying to stay more hydrated.
Excuse me. Jesus.
And I have to pee every 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, you're staying hydrated.
Yeah.
But doesn't it make you wonder, though? You think, what's the point of this exercise? Because you're trying to stay hydrated, but you're running to the bathroom and pissing it out every few minutes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently it's good for you.
Yeah. And that's Medical Corner on Standing By. Two doctors, two idiots giving you medical advice. Okay.
Don't drink water. It just
Don't-
makes you piss.
Yeah. Our good friends, before we wrap everything up, our good friends at Richer Jewelers are getting ready because I'm not sure, but isn't he getting ready to go to Antwerp?
He goes to Antwerp, I believe, on the 25th.
Yeah.
So that's coming up within the next few days. And actually, I have a picture of what Pierre plans on wearing through customs.
Okay.
I think he might get. Held up at customs if he follows through with his plan to go through like this. Mano's just going to bring the picture up now.
Alrighty. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it here in a second. And if you're not watching on YouTube, it doesn't mean anything.
There he is. What do you think?
If you've downloaded the podcast, it's a set of bunny ears with a giant one, bunny buck tooth kind of affair.
And whiskers and a pink nose.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that's Photoshopped, if I'm not mistaken. What does it say in the background? I don't have my glasses
The
on. so-
Diamond Exchange Building.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's probably in Antwerp.
Yes.
And that's where Pierre is headed
Yeah.
on the 25th, I believe, of this month. And he'll be there. He usually goes for a week to 10 days and goes to the diamond factories And if you have something you want to order in advance, you can speak to him. If you're not sure what you want, if you know you want something but you're not sure what it is exactly, he can give you some ideas. Linda Riche has told me that December is the most popular month for wedding engagements, for people popping the question. And she put up a great video on Instagram this past week talking about what's in with Diamond Designs and showing different stones and what's popular right now. So they can, if you don't have any ideas of your own, they can definitely give you an idea. And, if you're not looking for a big honkin' rock and would just like to buy something nice for somebody, you don't have to drop thousands and thousands of dollars. At Robert Riche Jewelers, there are lovely gifts for all budgets.
Yep, I got a beautiful emerald necklace. Excuse me.
How come you never wear it?
Because it was for Jess.
Oh, okay.
Linda helped me with that, and that's one of the things I love about them. It's such personalized service. It's not a huge store. It's not in a mall. It's its own shop. You go in, you're welcomed with open arms. Really, really nice shopping
and
environment.
they really know their stuff.
Yeah, they really do.
Linda and Pierre both are professional gemologists.
Yeah.
So they really know their stuff. Emerald's a nice stone.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Jess was happy with it?
Yeah, very happy.
Yeah?
Yeah. There you go. Robert Riche Jewelers, they are on Dorval Avenue. They're actually really well located.
309 Dorval Avenue. They're right across the street from the Poop and Scoop.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you can park there at the Poop and Scoop. Let me talk about some of the things I wanted to mention this week. I thought I would start with books this week, not because I'm a voracious reader, but I thought some of these were interesting.
He does have voracious veins, though. I've seen him in shorts.
Should have those looked at. I'm a varicose reader. Don't you love people who make up? People who think they know words and put the wrong words in the
Yeah, well, my
like
friend
that.
Sean Bringlow said that. When we were
Really?
just kids, we were like teenagers, and he said, look at her. She's got voracious veins.
The books I wanted to mention this week, Tim Curry, the legendary Tim Curry, who's 79 now.
The movie director?
No, the actor.
Yeah?
The actor, Tim Curry.
Who am I thinking of?
I'm not sure.
Tim somebody who...
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Tim Curry, he was in Throw the... What the hell's the matter with me this week?
Tim Curry in Throw the Thing.
The movie they all go to at midnight around Halloween and they yell at the screen and what the hell's the matter with me?
I don't know.
It's one of the most famous movies in the world. And if you're listening to the podcast, you're yelling at the radio. What? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I guess we should just go home now. Eh?
Well, no, now we have to know. We have to stay until we know.
But it's really ridiculous. The amount of this is one of the most famous movies in all of movie history. The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, that.
Why did that get locked in?
I don't know.
Wow. Jesus, I'm sorry. That's
Let's
embarrassing.
do the time warp,
yeah, and they throw at the screen and they yell and they dress up. Anyway, Tim Curry was he was on CBS Sunday Morning this past weekend talking about the new book. It's called Vagabond, a Memoir. He's 79 now and was felled by a stroke a number of years ago, but had to work to get his speech back and is still one of the most interesting people, I think, in entertainment. And the new book is out, called Vagabond. I also wanted to mention Mike Finnerty. Do you remember Mike Finnerty?
I do, yeah.
Mike Finnerty did radio at CBC Montreal for many, many, many years. Met him once, very, very nice man. We were, I guess, competitors at the time because we were doing morning radio and he was doing morning radio. And Mike suddenly decided that's not what he wanted to do anymore, and he moved to England to become a cheesemonger, which is really I found really fascinating.
He mongs cheese?
He mongs cheese. Yeah. And he's just put a book out called The Cheese Cure, about changing direction in life, sort of later on in life, deciding you want to do something completely different.
What does a cheesemonger do
Well,
exactly?
yeah, he mongs cheese. I guess.
What is the act of monging
Well,
involved?
I think it's, you go to a cheese shop
Right.
and
He runs a cheese shop.
yeah,
Okay.
and you like a wine connoisseur,
Okay,
like
the
a,
same
som-
way that- okay.
a sommelier would be to wine and a cheesemonger.
Okay, yeah.
I'm looking for
because
some.
the only other context I've heard that word used in is whoremonger.
Yes.
So-
well, no, that's
Yeah.
that's Mike's not doing that.
No.
Yeah, he's if you go
He's
to him,
prostituting cheese.
yeah, if you go to him and
He's
say,
a cheese pimp.
yeah, I'm looking for something that will stink out the whole house and has a sharp taste. I think
Do you have anything that tastes like old dirty
yeah,
socks?
That reminds me.
I?
Oh, it's delicious. Reminds me of the Monty Python. One of the all-time great sketches ever
Yeah.
is called The Cheese Shop by Monty Python. Highly recommend it. Not going to do it because
No.
we will not do
Brilliant.
it justice.
Yeah.
And our friend Leslie Chesterman has a new book out with her husband, Jean Aubry. Jean is the wine critic for Le Devoir. So they've put out a book. It's in French. It's called En Accord or En Accord. And it's stories or recipes that Jean pairs with wine. It's a new book that's a very Montreal book, and they're very excited about. I thought I would mention those 3 books this week. There you go, En Accord. Cépage, recette et prise du bec. Anyway, it's out now. The other things on the big screen that I've been watching, I haven't been watching this because it's not out until this week. Ben Stiller has a new documentary called Stiller and Mara, Nothing is Lost. If you know Ben Stiller's father, he played...
Jerry Stiller played George's father in Seinfeld.
Yeah, and was astonishingly good in
Some
that.
of the outtakes are so
Yes,
good.
Yeah.
Like Elaine, what's the actress's name who plays Elaine?
Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes.
She cannot
Yeah.
contain herself
Yeah.
in some of the scenes with him.
Yeah.
And they had to retake because he would just crack her up.
Well, he's Ben Stiller's dad, and Ben Stiller's parents were a very famous comedy duo in the
Vaudeville?
in 60s and 70s.
Oh, okay.
And they were on Ed Sullivan a lot, and Ben Stiller, was the product of famous parents, and now he's a famous
show
parent.
business family.
Yeah. Anyway, it's apparently really, really terrific, and I'm anxious to see it. It's on Apple TV on October the 24th. I'm not a massive Ben Stiller fan, and I've got no basis for saying this, but I'm not so sure I would approach Ben Stiller if I saw him. He doesn't seem very friendly.
No.
That could be, maybe he's shy. Maybe I'm being too judgmental, but I get
some celebrities are
Yeah.
overly guarded, and he might be one. I think another one, and I've heard stories that he's very difficult to approach and doesn't like being approached, is Will Ferrell.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, doesn't like being approached. Well, you know what? You're in the wrong line of business.
Yeah,
pal. You have to be. I know that Sam, my son Sam, is a host on a CBC show that gets a lot of exposure online and is hugely popular with a younger demographic, like 15 to 24 kind of thing. And I know he's at an event today, co-hosting a live event with 2,000 young people there.
Yeah.
And they're all going to know who he is.
Yep.
And he's going to get mobbed.
Yeah. And
I told him, be nice to everybody.
Good for you.
But I don't have to tell him.
No, I was going to say, I bet you don't have to tell
He
him
knows.
that.
He's nice anyway, but he also knows, he understands that,
It's the deal.
Yeah.
It's the absolute deal. And I'm sure we've talked about this before. I have such little sympathy for that. I'm really sorry to hear that about Will Ferrell, because he's a very, very funny guy and has made a lot of people laugh over the years. But I'm sorry, that's the deal. You get the big house on the beach in Malibu, and more money than you could have ever imagined, and you get to do something fun for a living. People are going to want to say hi, and if you got a problem with that, I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. I always said this: it takes just as much time to be nice as it does to be a dick.
You get that right.
Somebody says, hi, I love your work. That's a huge compliment.
Thank you
That's
very
just
much.
me. Yeah. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to mention this week was the Ozzy Osbourne documentaries. It's kind of heartbreaking, to be honest with you. Ozzy was not well. He had all kinds of issues. He had back surgery, he had Parkinson's, and he did this really incredible show, by all reports, in his hometown. They moved back to England. They packed up everything in L.A. They have this house that they were, expanding and doing all kinds of work on. And anyway, the documentary crews kind of followed them along. Ozzy did the big farewell show, and 17 days later, he was gone.
Somebody suggested to me, and I don't know if it was sheer speculation or if they had heard something to this effect, that he might have chosen medical assistance in dying.
Is that right?
After he did that last show. Yeah,
Well,
because he was just suffering so much.
If you watch the documentaries, I don't think you would come away with that.
No, eh?
He was really, really looking forward to what they had set up in England. And the death certificate.
Beyond the show, you mean?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Him
All right.
and
Well,
his
then-
wife Sharon were so excited about the new house in England.
Yeah.
And about spending the rest of his life in England. I don't think they expected it to be 17 days, and that's pretty sad. Anyway, and the death certificate listed heart attack is what took him.
Okay.
In the end, but who knows? I'm speculating. Anyway, there are 2 documentaries out. There's one you can watch on YouTube. It's called Coming Home. The BBC put out this documentary, and it's widely available for anybody to watch. Called Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne Coming Home. And it's the story of them packing up everything in Los Angeles and getting to England in time for the show and setting up the new home in England. Their kids are in it. It's really, really, really nice to watch. Kind of a sad end, obviously. It's about 60 minutes long, and that's available on YouTube, the one produced by the BBC. And there's another one by Paramount. It's on Paramount Plus, and it's called No Escape from Now. This one is a little bit longer. It's almost 2 hours, and it's obviously more comprehensive, and it's the same kind of story they're covering. It's the documentary of how his world changed when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, moving to England, setting up the last show. The reaction from the rock world on the last show. When he did that show at a soccer stadium in his hometown, there were 44,000 seats. They had 3.5 million requests for tickets.
Jesus.
Give you an idea how popular Ozzy was. Anyway, if you're a rock fan, and you don't have to be an Ozzy fan, it's just a terrific story. Really, really terrific story. Those are 2 things I wanted to mention this week.
And it's neither here nor there, but just to tie up a loose end, when you mentioned Tim Curry,
Yes.
the movie director I was thinking of is Tim Burton.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nightmare on, here I go again.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Thank you. The Nightmare Before Christmas, we watch that every Christmas.
Yeah.
And Beetlejuice is on the Halloween list. Jess loves Halloween so much, we watch scary movies and whatnot leading up to the big day. So we're in that season now.
You don't like scary movies, do you?
I don't.
No?
No.
You do that just to happy wife, happy life?
Well, yeah. And I must admit, what's it? Nightmare Before Christmas? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I never wanted to see that movie, and she said, "Look, let's watch this. I think you'll like it," and I did.
Oh, there you go.
You've got to be try and be a little bit.
Got to be open-minded.
Yeah,
yep.
exactly. And you've probably seen this already, but we talk about this every year too. Christmas commercials, the pumpkin isn't even carved, and they're Christmas commercials.
I don't think I've seen any Christmas commercials. I heard my first Black Friday commercial. This morning, and I've always that's always rubbed me the wrong way because that's an American tradition.
Yeah.
That's an American thing.
Yeah.
We don't do American Thanksgiving here.
No.
But that's just corporations trying to cash in.
Well, it's like, I think it was last night, 20 years ago. I saw it was an Amazon commercial. Holiday shopping. It's time to go holiday shopping.
No, it isn't.
Is it though?
No, it's not.
I don't think it is. All right. I think that's
I'm
a
not
wrap.
even going during the holidays. If you get a card or a phone call from me, be grateful.
Hey, Merry Christmas. All right. Talk to you later. What did we say earlier today? It was the worst of times. It was the worser of times. Okay, as we go out the door, let me just mention these few things.
Would you?
Please go to our website, terryandtedpodcast.com. You'll find everything there you need. Well, not everything you need, but you'll be, I guess it's not a shopping site. Anyway.
There are no pie recipes either.
Right. You'll be able to send us a note. You'll be able to learn about the podcast, and you'll be able to do other things that concern the podcast.
If you want to tell me that I suck like old sweaty hobo balls, that's where you'll find the email link.
And knock it off about the teeth. We don't want to hear about that anymore. TerryandTedPodcast.com. We would love if you would subscribe to the Standing By YouTube channel at Standing By the Podcast. Go to our website and you'll see, Mano put it up before, and I think it's going to put it up again. There's a crawler at the top. And when I say crawler, it's the moving sentence there. You just click on that. It takes you right to our YouTube channel. You'll be able to find this year's episodes, and we're working on getting the last few years of episodes up there in the coming weeks. And you would be doing us a big favor if you subscribe. It helps us. I think we have 400 subscribers now. So that's not a lot, but it's better than the 2 that we had when we started at the beginning of the year. Subscribe to the Standing By YouTube channel, Standing By the Podcast. Follow us on Terry and Ted, at Terry and Ted Podcast on Facebook. There's a Facebook page there that Ted does an amazing job looking after, and also our Instagram page is there. We're also on TikTok, but you won't see us, doing any dances or anything. We just put our clips up there. And if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, it really does help us, and it helps other people discover the podcast. There's an idea of it. If you're watching on YouTube, again, you can see some of this stuff on your screen. Those things are all a huge help. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it. We have fun with it, and we're working on the mugs, and we'll see what we can do about our teeth.
I think we might have to open a Patreon account for that.
Yeah, a GoFundMe page.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say, Ted?
No, sir. Just thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with guests.
And before we go, we have to say thanks to Mano for
Mano Hands of Fate.
Yes, another amazing job producing the podcast. See you next week.
Standing By, the Terry and Ted podcast is hosted by Terry DeMonte and Ted Bird and is brought to you by the UPS Store Canada. The executive producer of Standing By is Jessica Dion.